Have you ever looked around the abandoned bases in Subnautica 2 and thought, wait, why can't I build that? Wait, I want to build that and these. The more I explore Proteus, the more excited I get to see what could eventually be coming to base building in Subnautica 2. I know this is only early access, but today I want to dive a bit deeper into what the future of base building in Subnautica 2 could look like. And after spending way too many hours experimenting with the habitat builder, I've found a few building tricks and building techniques and some clues that might hint at what's coming next. Wait, aren't you supposed to be above the water? I don't think I've ever seen one of you in the water before. Wait, why are you facing me now? Oh, there's so many of you guys! I didn't mean it, I'm sorry! And so, here are 12 things you probably didn't know about base building in Subnautica 2. If you're watching this and you're like, hey man, you got a pretty decent video here, you go ahead and leave a comment of, hey man, you got a pretty decent video. So I want to start with the old bases, or I guess the abandoned structures that we see throughout Subnautica 2 already. This kind of gives us a glimpse of what might be possible in the future. Once you start exploring abandoned pioneer habitats, you'll notice that they're built with pieces we don't have access to yet. Welcome center. Doesn't feel so welcoming anymore. But like, come over here, look at this. I know we kind of have like a more round, half glass room, but I kind of like the clean edges of this a little bit more. Currently we can't build this in the game, but we can build something like this in the game. See how it's more rounded? You don't have the edges or anything like that. And if you're like, hey Scooty, what's going on in there? Don't worry about it. But this right here is what I want to be able to build in the future. I still don't know if I trust you all the way yet. Like these bunk beds. Like, why can't we build these bunk beds yet? Also, it's weird that we can't sleep in Subnautica 2 yet. Looking forward to a future update when we can sleep through the night. But showing things in an early access game that maybe might not be accessible right now isn't a mistake. Developers often build assets long before they let players use them. There's a pretty good chance we're only seeing the beginning of what the building looks like. And the first building tip of the video, angled glass windows are an option. One of my favorite discoveries is the angled window section. Instead of making giant square boxes, you can create some surprisingly modern looking bases just by switching through the two variants that we have so far. But suddenly, your base looks like something an architect designed instead of something you panic built while being chased by this thing. Now, the windows aren't the only thing that have these different variants. The moon pool has two different looks as well. The edge of the moon pool can actually have some caution tape around the edges. One version has the standard clean trim, the other has bright yellow caution markings around the opening. It is a very tiny detail, but details matter. Another base building tip is you can decorate with craftables. You can fabricate random items, then drop them from your inventory, and leave them sitting around your base. Spare batteries, filtered water, maybe some flippers. It instantly makes your base feel like someone actually lives there instead of everything being hidden inside of lockers. Just more creativity to add to your base. Exterior lights make surprisingly good stairs. This is probably the weirdest building trick I've found so far, but exterior lights have collision. That means you can stack them along the outside of your base and use them like little steps. Do you want to gain more height out of the water for your base, or maybe need a better building angle? Turns out light fixtures make surprisingly decent staircases. This is something that existed in the first Subnautica, but you can pin a recipe to your HUD so that you can see what stuff you need to build that recipe. You can pin up to 8 different building recipes at once. If you're planning a massive underwater mansion, you no longer have to constantly reopen the build menu every 30 seconds, trying to remember how much quartz you actually needed. Tiny quality of life improvement, but a huge time saver. Glass ceilings almost feel guaranteed. Now, this is probably number 1 on my wish list, but if you go to the old base, you can see right here that glass roofs exist in this abandoned structure. Imagine replacing sections of your ceiling with reinforced glass. Swimming creatures overhead, sunlight pouring into your base, and at night, imagine looking up and seeing bioluminescent creatures drifting over your bedroom. Another thing on my wish list, but I don't know if it's gonna happen, are half floors could completely change base design. This is probably my biggest request, but I mean, think about it. One massive room, a partial second floor, where you could have floor-to-ceiling windows stretching across both stories. Instead of every room being the same height, you could create giant atriums, laboratories, living rooms, or even observation halls. Another thing that I like to do in my base is grab the small lights, place them under posters, and flip them upside down to really make the posters pop and stand out. Axum architecture integration would be phenomenal. This is where things get really exciting. We've already seen beautiful Axum structures scattered across Proteus, and we even have some Axum decorations to use. But imagine unlocking these kind of buildings here. It would be cool to see some exterior Axum designs in the future. I know Subnautica is a game mostly focused on living underwater, but it could be cool to see some more above sea level buildables. Something like wind turbines maybe for more power, or even outdoor walkways from one room to the other, or maybe even some nice beach chairs with some railings around the side to make a nice deck. Snails on your walls. Did you know that if you add a wall rack to the outside, or I guess the inside as well, then grab some sea slugs, you can add slugs on to your base? Why? I don't know. Does it look good? No, but I mean, it's something you can do, so why not? If you made it this far in the video, first of all, thanks for watching, it means a lot. I know Subnautica 2 is still in early access, which means the building system we have today is most likely just the foundation. Every update has the potential to add new pieces, new mechanics, and maybe even some of the features we talked about today. But I want to know, what's the one building feature you want the most? Glass ceilings, two-story rooms, Axum building pieces, or is there something I didn't mention? Drop your ideas in the comments, I read every single one, and honestly, some of my best video ideas come from you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because I got a lot more Subnautica 2 guides, secrets, funny videos, stuff like that on the way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.